Farmers are used to adapting to changing markets and trends. Jeff Ishii, the only full-time farm reporter in Virginia at WSVA Harrisonburg and a farmers market consultant, says smart farmers are always looking for opportunities.
I've been told by a couple of farmers that if you farm like your granddaddy did, you can expect to earn what your granddaddy did.
Dr. Alan Grant at Virginia Tech says one trend that may not be on most Virginians' minds is the coming world population boom. The U.S. Census Bureau estimates there'll be more than 9 billion people on Earth by 2050, an increase of 3 billion mouths from today.
We are going to have to produce twice as much food, perhaps in 40 to 50 years than we do today. That's going to place a tremendous demand, a challenge for today's agriculture.
What about local foods? They'll be important too.
It's a big world, and I think that farmers in 2020 are going to have to be looking at both ends of the spectrum, from the buy fresh, buy local movement where you can sell your commodities, your livestock and your fruits and vegetables and so forth locally, and you have to also be thinking globally at the same time.
I think more and more consumers want to know where their food comes from. They want to know the farmer that produces the food. And so I think the whole locally grown is going to be a huge component, be it locally grown produce that they can purchase at a farmer's market or purchase on the farm, all the way through to the agritainment end with corn mazes, and pumpkin patches and wineries.
Matt Lohr of Rockingham County is a former delegate to the Virginia General Assembly, Virginia's new Commissioner of Agriculture and Consumer Services, and a fifth-generation farmer himself.
When we look at the future of the industry, I think you'll see more and more farms will become larger. You'll see more and more folks relying on off-farm income to sustain their farms, and you'll see more and more farms specializing in those niche markets.
One major concern for all farmers is increasing government regulation, especially with the recent push to improve the health of the Chesapeake Bay.
We don't need to have continued regulation after regulations put on to us. We need to be more funded in the cost share programs that would help us better protect the environment and be better producers of agriculture.
It's going to be very tough, and I think at some point our congressmen, our senators and delegates and legislators, they are going to have to realize that the farmer is between a rock and a hard place.
What we're focusing on is the science, so that we can make sure that as policy is developed, that it's based on good science, real science.
With all these marketing and regulatory challenges, Trubin says it'll be hard for many farmers to make a profit, and that's what worries him.
Eventually they're going to go out of business because they can't pay their bills. But further reaching is it doesn't create the desire for the next generation to come and farm.
But I'm convinced that if we can keep agriculture profitable, give farmers the tools they need to prosper and succeed, that alone will go a long way towards our farmland preservation, because a farmer that's profitable and successful has a lot less tendency to sell off for development.
Maintaining farmland is important as the state of Virginia continues to grow. Just as important is encouraging more young people to go into agriculture.
When I go to farmers markets all around the Commonwealth of Virginia, and I go to greenhouses, and I go to kind of the non-traditional agriculture, I see a lot of younger people involved, and they seem to be motivated, they seem to be excited about the future of agriculture here in Virginia. And I think that also gives hope to the older generation.
There's tremendous opportunities in other parts of agribusiness for young folks, be it through the marketing, the science and technology, the communications, the education, lots and lots of opportunities for young people.
We're always ever optimists, farmers are. We always think that it's going to get better, and farmers are have a lot of ingenuity, and they figure out a way to do something, create more with less.
In Richmond, Virginia, I'm Norm Hyde.